Hey everybody, welcome back. Dave here. I got another Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom toy review. So I recently also just found this protoceratops. I picked it up at my local Kmart. If you have any that still existed, this was I found it there. Actually, I didn't even find it in Target or Walmart. So we have the protoceratops here, and it's part of the attack pack playset, and it's posable. You know, all the joints move and the head moves. And up here at the corner, it says new because it's part of the new wave of wave 3 of dinos for Jurassic World. So let's take a close-up look at the packaging and the dinosaur inside. And as you can see, it's a very nice dino. It's very kind of pretty well painted, and it has a nice looking head sculpt. And down here you have Owen in blue, and it says Protoceratops. And in the back you have a picture of the volcano from the Fallen Kingdom. And let's take a look at the back of the box. And on here it shows other dinos that are part of the Wave 3. I already reviewed the Minmi before that, and then here's the what's that, the Proceratosaurus, and then over here is the Protoceratops, which is basically in the same, it's kind of like a smaller relative of the Triceratops family. And if you want, you can take a look at the QR code here, and you can ask your local store if they stocked it yet. And basically it says here ages 0 to 3 not included, I guess because of smaller parts, or maybe they could pull it apart and they could swallow it. Nothing on the bottom, just shows an open, the clear package, so you can kind of see the background of it. So that's basically it for the package, so let's get it open and see how awesome this dino really is. Okay, so here we got him out of the package, and let's take a close look up at the Protoceratops. So you can see here, it's got a nice molded detail throughout it. It's got this kind of teal kind of skin color, and then it has this kind of a greenish mustard color that goes through the back and along the head here. And you have some basic movement in the tail, and you have some forward and backwards motion in the back legs, and then you have a forward and backwards motion in the back legs. The front legs. They don't really bend at the knees or anything like that. And then you have some up and down movement in the head, and then you don't really get any side to side. It's just up and down, and that's all you get from that. So you can go about that far down, so kind of you can get him into a little bit like he's trying to forage or something like that, and you can kind of get him all the way up in a pose like that, like he's looking up at some trees or maybe like another dinosaur or something like that. So why don't we try to get a closer look at the face sculpt. And it's very nice here with a lot of detail as far as the boniness here. You have some gray paint here on the beak, and then if you can take a closer look, you can see that they painted the eye here, and then they kind of painted the pupil a little bit. It's kind of like a little bit of a gray, and not much else there. And then again, you have this nice color going through the back. Again, the tail moves. Not a lot of paint on the bottom, but that's okay because you're not really going to look at the bottom too much. And over here you have the Jurassic World logo, and then you have the QR code here that they put on the bottom of the dinos for the website, where you can go on and kind of download all the dinos that you get, and you can put them on your phone. And it kind of have different games, and it allows you to log in all the dinosaurs that you've bought already and different stuff like that. And like if you tap the screen when you download the dino, The dinosaur kind of moves around and he makes noise, so that's pretty cool and fun for kids to do. It kind of helps interact their toys with their, with their phones and stuff like that. Their parents can have it on their phone for the kids. And again, it's a very cute little dino. It's pretty nice. It's a much smaller little dino compared to a lot of other ones. That's why it's kind of in this small little short wave of like other dinos here, as far as like the Min-Me and the other dinosaurs. And let's see, it's right around like 2.5 inches or so high, maybe even a little less. At the head here, where the crest is, it's almost 2.5 inches. And let's see what we got here. It's about it's a little over 6 inches, about 6.5 inches long. So it's a pretty small little dino. But that's basically how these the protoceratops was. They're in the same family as the triceratops. So they're not as big as those. They're kind of like little cousins of theirs. So let's take a comparison, and we'll kind of set them next to the Min-Me. And they kind of look very similar as far as size wise, because they're in the kind of the same wave. And it has a nice comparison to each other, where they're not the same color, but they look good together, because it's like kind of the same, coloration, as far as like it's a lighter kind of teal color. And then this one actually has a similar paint to it on the top, as this one is all molded in it. And if you take a look at it this way, they're about the same size. So this one again is a much smaller dino also. And we'll just kind of turn this guy over this way. And we'll also break out here. I have the Carnotaurus, which is a much bigger dinosaur. Or let's see if we can kind of get him more into view. And there you go. So as you can see here, we have the protoceratops and the Min-Me next to the Carnotaurus. And it's a much smaller dinosaur. These guys are equally the same size, but compared to the Carnotaurus, they're a lot smaller. But the protoceratops is very small in nature. It's a sort of a mini cousin of the Triceratops, which would be, considerably bigger this way, but probably not as tall, only about to the middle of the leg of the Carnotaurus. So, being that the Carnotaurus is a carnivore, he only eats meat, and then the Protoceratops is a herbivore, which means they only eat plants. So basically, this guy would probably have been eating this during the dinosaur times. And that's it for the review. Remember to leave a like, and please subscribe. And till next time, see you guys later.